Syria's interim government has vowed to establish the rule of law after years of repression under the ousted regime of Bashar al-Assad. On Thursday, the caretaker Prime Minister announced the suspension of the country's constitution and parliament for a 3-month transition period, prioritizing the preservation of institutions during this fragile time. Amidst these changes, there are mixed developments. While numerous prisoners have been freed following Assad's removal, countless others remain in detention. International organizations are intensifying calls for their immediate release, pressing for justice and human rights reforms in Syria. Meanwhile, US Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in Jordan, emphasizing the need to prevent Syria from becoming a haven for terrorism. In a significant diplomatic push, Blinken held talks with Jordan's King Abdullah to address the displacement crisis.
The focus of our work here is to coordinate efforts across the region to support the Syrian people as they transition away from Assad's brutal dictatorship. And what we're focused on is not choosing a path for Syria, but making sure the Syrian people have the opportunity to choose their path forward.
Backing these efforts, leaders of the G7 called for the preservation of Syria's territorial integrity and national unity. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres expressed cautious optimism.
As we speak, we are witnessing the reshaping of the Middle East, with changes in the correlation of forces among the key regional actors, with the immense tragedy of the Palestinian people, whose right for self-determination and whose right to have their own state must be constantly reaffirmed.
But the road to recovery remains steep. Alongside political challenges, Syria's economic crisis is deepening. Years of conflict and international sanctions have driven food prices to a record high, leaving citizens struggling to afford daily necessities.
The prices of vegetables are unbearable. The price of 1 kilo of tomatoes is 15,000 Syrian pound and cucumbers are also expensive.
The purchasing activity is weak because people here in Saida Zainab area don't have money. As you can see, I have everything here, but there are no customers.
Amidst this turmoil, there is a sense of homecoming for some. Hundreds of Syrians, including refugees, have begun returning to their homeland after opposition forces led by Hayat Tahrir al-Sham seized control of Damascus. The offensive brought an end to over 50 years of Assad family rule, which not just stunned the world, but offer a new ray of hope for Syria. With agency inputs, Tripti Tripathi for DD India.